back with another wondrous part of this journey. We're going to be doing Necked Forest today, and possibly if we have time we're going to go and do Zek as well, but we'll see. Anyhow, let's talk to Stro here. What's up, Stro? Alright, he's going to let me run the trails. Like, you think you can stop me? My hand is glowing with prismatic might, buddy. Alright, give me what's the route? Alright, we go to Behemoth Pond. Then we go to Gargoyle Gorge, which is all the way up by Nectropos Castle, which is our next stop. That's half the route. Alright, now we go back to Namar's Ascent, cross the Dabbeth Bridge to Port Nafex, and finally to the Dray Bridge, which we're standing on. Alright, let's do this. Ready, set, go! Woo! Yeah! So first we're going to go on to Behemoth Pond, right here on this little island up ahead, which you probably can't see because you have a lovely view of my horse's ass. And Asgard. Alright, so here we are, Behemoth Pond just ahead. Note the music changed because I don't want to get hit with another copyright notice. Konami just absolutely hates Germany for some reason and won't let them listen to my cool music. Alright, so have we hit that? We're now going to run back and take the Griffin up to whatever it's called, Namar's Ascent. Because, as I said, they are slightly faster than the Mount. No, I hit a tree. That is a common occurrence in this forest. Hey, Griffin Tamer, how's it going?
I greet you.
Remind me to come back and do that quest. Alright, so back to Namar's Ascent. Doop-a-doo. Oh, we got plenty of time. Oh no, that was for a different Heritage quest. There's another run portion of a Heritage quest that takes place in the zone, and that one doesn't give you much time at all. And it also features Behemoth Pond. If I remember correctly, someone's thirsty. So go get me a glass of water. It's like, what? I've mentioned before, sometimes the quest can be pretty freaking stupid in here. But I have seen worse quests. I've seen better quests too. Oh yeah. There's one quest where you have to, a guard wants to know if his breastplate or is his shield, or some piece of his gear. He wants to know if his gear was ready, and he couldn't find out because he can't leave his post. So he asked you to go ask the blacksmith, who was literally on the other side of the door he was guarding. It's like you couldn't just stick your head in the door and say, "Hey, is it ready yet?" In this case, when I say literally, I mean literally, like the actual use of literal, not literarily. He was not reading a book on the other side of the door. He was actually on the other side of the door. Like, I was guarding the blacksmith shop and he couldn't check. I'm like, really, guys? It's like, eh. Oh, guy gave me 33 copper for that, which is a bit ridiculous when you think about it. But then, fantasy games, well, they're pretty big on the fantasy when it comes to economies. They like have no idea what things are worth. It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. I was looking through an old D&D book, and they have a section on prices of equipment, and I'm looking at this thing. It's like, you're telling me that a steel-bound chest with an intricate lock is just as expensive as a wineskin? Who the hell wrote this book? Because I want to slap them with the book. It's like, no. No, absolutely not. But all you really have to do is just look at a couple of the supplemental guys. Are talking like soldiers' wages, and it's like, oh wow, a month's wage isn't even enough to buy 1/3 of a replacement chainmail suit. Just the shirt, mind you. Alright, so there, we've made it halfway through. Nectropos Castle, great place, love it. Now we're gonna go all the way back to Namar's Ascent. That's where we took the Griffin to, you'll recall. No big deal though, it's cool. It's cool, no problem. We're just flying through the sky. Fly the not so friendly skies. I wonder if Kenny's up. Probably not. Even if he is, I probably don't need him, since mercs are pretty much trash in this game. Especially the healing type. I mean, it's like, yeah, sometimes they can save your ass, but relying on them to do so is not the smartest thing you can do. I one time went into one of the shard zones. Which one? Oh, it was Guck. I hadn't been in there before, so I figured, you know, let's see what it's like. So I went in there, and I was boxed in the zone. I was on my Swashi and I was on my Shadow Knight. Both had healing mercs. And I got to stand there and watch my Swashi die as from a dot, while both healing mercs stood right next to her and did not once cast a single cure. And it was a curable elemental detriment. I remember it quite well. I just sat there kind of in infuriated shock. It's like I have an elite merc and I have a regular merc, and neither one of them cast a cure. So my swashbuckler died from full health. Where's that bridge at? It's up here somewhere. There it is. Okay, we gotta cross this bridge. Used to be when you ran across this bridge, it would say something about like yeah, this one. You hear the snapping of underbrush in front behind you, blah blah blah. But I've never been ambushed on it. That seems to imply that there was going to be ambush, but I've never had one happen. So I don't know if it was intended but never implemented, or if it was just like implemented through faulty code, i.e. doesn't work. Wouldn't surprise me, because sometimes well, actually Sony once admitted that they had a lot of interns working on this game, so the number of bugs isn't all that surprising. Which is infuriating in a way, because fix them. If your code doesn't work, go back and fix it. Don't add new stuff on top of it. You know, you don't tear down a house and build a new one without clearing away the rubble first. Alright, so now we're going over here. Port Nathex, that's the docks. Here's a little hidden path, or whatever it's called. Admittedly, this isn't the most exciting of Heritage quests, but I mean, if I were a new character, it would be much more exciting, because these things would be slapping me around. Oh. At this point, it's generally faster to evac out, but since I don't have evac, I can just run over here to this guy. Notice we got spiders crawling on the screen. Oh god, my monitor's infested. No, it's just another one of those stupid seasonal things. They're very proud of doing things like into the ground, I've noticed. It's kind of annoying. It's just like that fanfare, or it wasn't a fanfare, but it was like some stupid fan get-together when they were so inordinately proud of a cutscene. I mean, they were just so proud of the fact that they had a cutscene in their game. I'm like, you're acting like you just sent a rocket to the moon. This is nothing new or exciting, but it's so amazing. Yeah, what's amazing is that you are so impressed by your work. Were you that concerned about getting it to work properly? Even then, it wasn't a very good cutscene. I was like, oh yeah, if it had been a truly incredible cutscene like they seem to think it was, they wouldn't have needed to do like a running commentary telling you what was happening as it was happening. Which even that they didn't get right, because there was such a horrible delay. I was like, this is the most underwhelming cutscene I've ever seen. I'm sorry, I've seen better stuff on the PlayStation 1. But hey, you know, those interns, I mean, fresh out of college. I shouldn't make jokes like that, but sometimes, you know, sometimes it's appropriate. Alright, so now we just run across the bridge, and hurrah! We are now done. Notice the time stops. It's just like with rush orders. Once you finish making items, you don't have to turn it in within a certain amount of time anymore. The timer stops, which is odd, you'd think. Alright, he gives me the runner's ring. Again, it's... Woo, look at that ring. Whoa. Some of the stuff was not improved with the stuff. How'd you do it? Alright. Now we gotta go to Zek. So let's go find a thing. Well, let's see. There is a druid. I'm not a druid. A wizard spire up ahead, but I think it would be faster just to fly back to the docks. And I think that's where we'll stop here.
Hello.
Oh, here actually. Yeah, we'll stop here. Don't want to drag it on too long, because that would just be cruel and unusual punishment. So like I said, this isn't the most exciting of quests to do when you're over leveled, especially nowadays. I mean, it's trivialized. They've trivialized so many quests, but that happens. You know, if the quests like went away when you out-leveled them, well, then that would be a different story, but that would also be a bad call, because then there would be so little to do in the game. I mean, do you have any idea how much of a headache it would be to micromanage your level and quests? I don't even want to think about it, so I'm not going to think about it. Instead, I'm going to think about happier things. Like, I don't know, like Halloween. We got Halloween coming up. Got me some Halloween candy the other day, so I'm ready to go. Thing is, in the last, what, how long have I lived here? 5 years? Going on 6? 5 or 6 years anyways. The first year I lived here, we had kids come by doing the trick-or-treating, and that was it. I know there are children in the area because I see them, I hear them. They're out there, but they never come by. Which means when I buy Halloween candy, I have to buy the stuff I like, because I know who's going to actually end up eating it. But the one time I don't is the time I'm going to get like 600 kids at the door, and I'm going to be like, oops, I done messed up. That's not good. So, yeah. Alright, so here we are, heading over to Zek. Where you at, Zek? There you are. Orcish Wastes. Oh my goodness. My nose itches. Right there on the side. Alright, so next time, well, here, let's go over to the NPC. The NPC is just inside the dock here. Got a little barricade, little fortress. Oops. Right inside here is where the NPC is. Behold! She looks like our old Templar. Had a Templar on a goat like that, only blonde. But yeah, there she is. So that's what we'll be doing next, so I'll see you then. Peace out, everybody.